Good morning, Cardinals. I'm here. I just wanted to take you through your asynchronous assignment you have today. Today is Thursday, August 20th, and we haven't really done many of these asynchronous lessons. In fact, we haven't really done that many classes at all. So I wanted to walk you through it and point out what you need to do and where to find it so you can take care of your business today. So your assignment for your classwork today is to read this Google Slides presentation. It's called Who Uses Geometry? It's a pretty cool presentation. It was put together by the school district, and it's pretty neat because it gives you some insight into some current jobs that people are doing in current modern day times, and that use geometry. And it also talks about some geometry leaders who you might see a bit of yourselves in. It tells about their story a little bit. So definitely check it out. Geometry, as we'll talk about it through this year, geometry is a bit of something that's obsessed with the past, right? Obsessed with the past. In fact, geometry, the way it's studied right now, has been around for about 2,500 years, a really long time. So in geometry, we talk a lot about the old guys, right? The old folks who kind of inspired people and put stuff together. And we'll talk about that this year, and just so you understand where it all comes from. But it's important to go in right now to realize that there's a lot of cool stuff being done now in 2020 and stuff that you could potentially apply yourself to. Okay, so definitely check out this assignment. You'll see some interesting people, and you'll have to write a little reflection about it for your homework tonight. Definitely make sure when you get to slide 3 too, as you're going through these slides, I would recommend clicking the present and going through the slides with the present on. But when you get to slide 3, certainly click on this. Click on this link down here. This is a link to a YouTube video. So just go ahead and click on it and open it up. And it's a really, really good video. So it's of somebody that I had heard about before. Her name is Maryam Mirzakhani, and she was the first winner of the Fields Medal, which is the most prestigious math award, basically given to the best mathematician in the world. She was the first female winner of that, and that made huge news. I believe she was a professor at Stanford at the time. And she has a really interesting path, which I was unaware of. And if you've ever felt like you just wanted to throw away math, or somebody said to you that you can't do this math thing, listen to her story, because it's pretty cool how she overcame things and thought about things. And it's pretty neat. Okay, so that's your classwork today, is to read that. I got to talk a little bit more though. I got to talk about the homework that you'll do tonight based on this. So classwork's reading this, right? Classwork's reading the presentation. Homework's gonna be a reflection. I'll get to that in a second. But another thing too, with an asynchronous class, you also have to answer an attendance question. So there's a kind of a lot going on here. So I'm going to go to Google Classroom to show you where to find everything and what to do, because I think it is worth looking at this PowerPoint on your asynchronous day and writing a reflection. But then also you gotta tell me the answer to my attendance questions so that I can mark you here for attendance here. Okay, so I'm looking at 2 of my classes right now. I'm looking at my algebra class and looking at my geometry class. I'm gonna go to my geometry class to show you here. So you go to Third Block Geometry 2020-21 with good old Mr. Fortin. And nothing in the stream. Again, I try to put not much in the stream because I know it emails you. What you want to go to, try to avoid this. Don't go to this right now. Go to classwork. So any day, either a synchronous day or an asynchronous day, you're going to the classwork tab. Once you're on the classwork tab, you need to find today's post. So what I think I'm going to start doing now for these asynchronous lessons is that I'm going to have one post where I collect my attendance, and a second post where I'll put the class, the asynchronous class that you have, and perhaps also list the homework if there is homework here, okay? I'll go through both of them. So when you get started with block 3 or block 5 geometry, go to this classwork tab and then go to Thursday real quick. You're gonna have an attendance question, and your attendance question is here off the top of your head. Are you aware of any famous mathematicians? If so, what are their names? Please quickly answer this attendance question before doing today's classwork. So I already talked a little bit about the classwork today. Try to forget about that for a second. So just think, have I ever heard of a famous mathematician? Who's a famous math person in the past that I might be aware of, okay? Answer that question really quickly, and then I know to record your attendance, okay? So I'm gonna click View Question right here, and I'm gonna type in an answer. I don't know, Pythagoras, you probably even heard of the Pythagoras before. Click Post, and then you're good to go, right? You don't need to turn in, just hit post. I can mark you as here for attending if you put a post down. So I'll go ahead and delete that too, just to not persuade you a little bit later on. Okay, so that is the attendance question. So I would say do that first, right? Right as soon as your block starts, do that first. And then you can go to your other post my back button's working there, and it is. So you had an attendance question. Then here's your actual classwork. Here's your asynchronous lesson, your asynchronous experience, because we don't need to be there for absolutely everything that we do. Okay, so you open this up. So we submitted attendance. I can mark you here. Now you're going to do the classwork. So you open this up, and it says today's class is asynchronous. You're on your own. So it's to look at this presentation. Who uses geometry? So the lesson has the goals. They're down here. You can read the goals of the lesson. But really, the classwork is just to pop open this presentation. It's the same presentation I showed you before. Going through it, again, I would probably hit this present button up top, and then going through it and just reviewing the 12 slides, going through it on your own time. You don't have to pay really close attention, but hopefully you're watching that 3-minute video on slide 3. So you're doing that, right? You got 35 minutes to do that, plenty of time to get done looking at it. And then for your homework, right? For homework, because I do want you to think about this a little bit, because I do want you to remember that you did this, because it is important to recognize the people that we're doing in modern day. Obviously, textbooks aren't going to talk about modern day people doing cool stuff, because textbooks get printed and then they sit around and use them for decades, right? So it could be some interesting reading here. So you look at that during classwork. Okay, so I'm getting a little confusing here, I think a little bit. You just look at the PowerPoint for classwork, and then for homework, okay, so at any point during the day, any point before midnight Thursday night, you got to do your homework here. And that's to complete and submit the attached assignments, the short answers based on the presentation reflection. So where that attachment is, it's not next to this here, it's up here, okay? You probably already know this if you've done Google Classroom, but I haven't been a student of Google Classroom. It took me a second to find this. So anyways, when you go to this post, Thursday, August 20th, classwork and homework, just go up here to see this is specifically your assignment. You click on it, and here you go. Here's your worksheet. Here you can fill out. You're probably just like, Mr. Fort, we do this all the time in my other classes. We do it in English, we do it in social studies. We've never really done it in math, but we get it. I'm hoping you have that reaction so that you can get to it and take care of your business tomorrow, okay? So this is a reflection to who uses Geometry Slideshow. Some just quick answer things. It's kind of just finding some answers in the PowerPoint and just, kind of watch the video. Obviously, you'll think of some ways that that she was successful in math. So quick answer questions, and then a longer answer. So your longer answer is your last question. It's sort of your main reflection of the PowerPoint is choose one of the other people, right? The other people who are later in the PowerPoint to maybe research a bit. Because the PowerPoint doesn't say much about them. They just say that they are leaders in those fields. So maybe Google those people or do some quick research on those people and write a reflection on them when you have the question there. And ideally, you find a quote. I put a really cool quote from Mariam Mirzakhani down here, which I found pretty inspiring. But I'm always trying to find new and good and hopefully diverse quotes to put on my slides in the class. Okay, so you go ahead and you fill it out. Fill out this question, fill out the next one, and you get the idea. Now I'm just stalling, and I'm wasting your time. No, hopefully it was helpful. Okay, when you're done, go ahead and click Turn In, and you're good to go. You did your homework, you got your point, boom, and hopefully you got something out of it, and you enjoy learning about some modern day geometry folks, and also some jobs that people are doing nowadays. And hopefully you can think about these people as we look at a lot of the topics we will study this year. That's it. Feel free to email me if you have any questions. Good luck. Enjoy your asynchronous day. Bye, guys.